Good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a live, fresh episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming, here on the YouTube, and the Facebook. I am your host, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram. Ladies and gentlemen, pro wrestling fans from all over the world, got a lot to talk about. Got a whole lot to talk about. So, let me run it down for you. It is Thursday, July 20th, 2023, as we speak. So, first off, I want to talk about this new upcoming Joshi pro wrestling promotion getting ready to start up in the U.S. this fall. Yeah, that's right. Brand new. It's on the way. Not only that, talk about some of the folks behind it, and we'll mention two supposedly confirmed talents for the first show. That'll be this September. So we're going to start off talking about that. Next, I'm going to give a quick recap of the current standings of the G1 Climax 33, because some more matches did happen on all four blocks as we get ready to go into the weekend for some more matches. And then I'm going to preview two upcoming pay-per-views for this weekend. First, Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor, which is actually tomorrow evening. And then Stardom's 5-Star Grand Prix, the opening pay-per-view will be this Sunday. So 2 monster pay-per-views this weekend that I want to go through the cards and give my predictions and give y'all a chance to chat it up and interact and all of the above. So we're going to have some fun tonight. Don't forget, whenever you have an opportunity, to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty for some awesome video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. And there's a promo code there as well that you can use if you make a purchase. Use that promo code Blitzball_champ, all in caps, and you get 10% off of your order. So be sure to use that if you're interested in making any purchase on Game Beauty. And don't forget to use that link. Okay, so let's get started. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. The weekend's just right around the corner, but I hope everybody's been doing well and staying cool. I don't know about y'all, but it's been pretty hot throughout the week, so hope everybody's been staying cool and hydrated. Anyway, let's get started. So, according to PWInsider.com, in which I need to edit the description, and I'll put the link in there, so I'll need to remind myself to do that. But a couple of weeks ago, PWInsider.com had talked about a brand new Joshi Pro Wrestling promotion launching this coming fall, with the first event scheduled to take place in New York City. Yep, over on the East Coast. And apparently, supposedly this September. Yeah, this September. So we're almost about to get to August, so it won't be too long. But this promotion, main thing, will feature Japanese women's wrestlers, Joshis. And one of the big names that's been confirmed to be involved with this promotion is legendary Joshi, and also on my Joshi Mount Rushmore, Bull Nakano. That's right, Bull Nakano is to be actively involved with this promotion behind the scenes and on camera. So, gonna have an on-camera role, whatever that may be, and also working behind the scenes. So, I can imagine with a name like Bull Nakano, I mean, she's a pretty big name, especially when it comes to Japanese women's pro wrestlers. So, I really feel like just that alone has a lot of buzz to potentially be a successful promotion. Now, I know that we have one that recently started not too long ago, back in late May and early June. Yeah, early June, which was Spark Joshi Pro Wrestling. They did 2 events, East Coast and West Coast. Recently heard about Kitsune Women's Pro Wrestling that's getting ready to start in the middle of the fall, around October, with their first event. That's going to be on the West Coast. But then we got this one, which a name for this promotion hasn't been revealed yet, but it's coming. Now, word is there are 2 Joshi stars that have been confirmed for this first show. And the names are Arisa Nakajima and Tomoka Inaba. So let's break this down. Arisa Nakajima, the current Beyond the Sea singles champion of Seedling. She's pretty much right now the ace of Seedling. And not only that, Arisa Nakajima is pretty much, a long-time veteran. I mean, we're talking about a 4-time JWP openweight champion, junior and Princess of Pro Wrestling champion. I believe there's some highlights. As a matter of fact, there's some highlights on YouTube of her work, including her going up against Kana. Those of y'all may know her as Asuka in the WWE. But yeah, Arisa Nakajima, she's been in the business a long time. I mean, if I remember correctly, she's in her late 30s currently. 34. So about mid 30s. But she's been wrestling, I think her debut, says her debut was in 06, her on-screen debut. So, I mean, long-time veteran there. But yeah, wrestled JWP, and did a little bit in Ice Ribbon. She was a former International Ribbon Tag Team Champion. But, a lot of accolades in JWP. Little bit of time in Reina as well. But right now she's currently part of Seedling. That's where she's been pretty much since, 2017? Yeah, 2017. So that's been her main promotion currently. But I definitely feel like this is a pretty big catch to start this promotion off with this first show. But yeah, Arisa Nakajima is a pretty big name. I know that in the upcoming anniversary show for Seedling, she's going to be defending the Beyond the Sea Singles Championship against Suri, the Sun God. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then the second talent, Tomoka Inaba, of course, she's from JTO, Just Tap Out. Former Queen of JTO champion, of course. Unfortunately, she recently lost it to you, which was kind of a bummer. Didn't really see that coming. But, only 20 years old, debuted in 2019. but she's also a former Sendai Girls Junior champion, and I believe she was their last Sendai Girls Junior champion before it got vacated. So, yeah, if I remember correctly. But, yeah. And she's done quite a good amount of work, of course, on Just Tap Out. Some work on Pro Wrestling Wave as well. She was in the one of the Pro Wrestling Wave tournaments a couple of years ago. And I know that, you know, in Stardom, she's been active in Stardom through the New Blood shows. She was also in the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. Of course, she was part of the team Karate Brave with Shuri. And, you know, I guess she's still a member of God's Eye. I really don't know. We haven't really seen much of Tomoka Inaba on Stardom lately, especially not since her and her sister Azusa Inaba challenged for the New Blood Tag Team Champions that Starlight Kid and Karma currently hold. So I really don't know what the status is as far as Tomoka Inaba with Stardom, but haven't really seen much of her lately, especially, you know, with God's Eye. You know, I think really the most that she's done with God's Eye had been last year's Goddess of Stardom Tag Festival, or Goddess of Stardom Tag League, with Shuri as Karate Brave. So, I don't know, I just find that kind of interesting. I really don't know what the deal with her is. And I believe, the interesting thing is, I believe they're getting ready to start another King of JTO and Queen of JTO tournament. So I'm sure she's going to be busy with that. But that's, you know, some of her background. But yeah, this will be big for Tomoka Inaba. She's never wrestled in the United States. So that's a pretty huge pickup. You know, young, very talented, you know, a former champion of her promotion. I mean, she's had that Queen of JTO championship a long time, at least for a year. Yeah, she's had it over a year. So, and she's held that belt twice. So yeah, those are two pretty big pickups for this promotion for their first show. And like I said, apparently the first show is going to be sometime in September, and it's going to be in New York City. So something to keep an eye out on. And another big piece of news with this is that word is there's been talk about a former Stardom star coming out of retirement to take part of this promotion. Now, I was thinking about this. I was really thinking about this. But I came up with three ladies. Three ladies come to mind that I think could possibly be willing to come out of retirement for the show. And maybe, you know, future shows. I don't know. But the three that came to mind. Well, actually, now that I think about it, four. There are four that come to mind. One is Leo Ozaki. I think I said that right. Former member of Queen's Quest. Used to team up with Hina quite a bit. I believe, let me make sure I have her name correctly. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have her name correctly. Here we go, Queen's Quest. Leo Onozaki. That's That's one name that I was thinking of. That was one of the more recent names that I was thinking of. Leo Onozaki. So, former member of Queen's Quest. She retired. That's one name that I was thinking of. A second name I was thinking of, and I know this was just recent, Himeka. Yeah, I know it's very, very recent, but Himeka was actually a name that I was thinking about. But that's probably somebody that I would put at the bottom as the least likely, Himeka. A third name I was thinking of was Yoko Bito. Now, I don't know what Yoko Bito's status is, but I mean, Yoko Bito, I mean, she's still in her 30s. You know, she's not really that old, but I mean, why not Yoko Bito? I'd be down. You know, Yoko Bito, former Wonder of Stardom champion, two-time Goddess of Stardom champion. I think Yoko Bito would be pretty cool. I mean, she's only 36, apparently. She's only 36. And then the fourth one that I was thinking, which I believe would be the biggest one, maybe, just maybe, what if it's Arisa Hoshiki? Do you know how crazy it would be if it was Arisa Hoshiki? I mean, that would be pretty crazy if it was Arisa Hoshiki. A lot of Stardom fans, a lot of like hardcore Stardom fans, and even just Joshi fans in general would love to see Arisa Hoshiki return to the ring. I mean, she was one of the best Wonder of Stardom champions, and you know, definitely an excellent striker. And I mean, for her time in Stardom, very productive. I mean, she's won the Cinderella tournament, former Wonder of Stardom champion. But yeah, I think Arisa Hoshiki would be pretty cool. But we'll see what happens, because I know Arisa Hoshiki, her health has been kind of rocky. So she's currently, I believe, on indefinite hiatus. So I'm really not sure if she's in the condition to be able to do so, but you want to see the Joshi world explode, have her be the one announced to come out of retirement. I can assure folks would go crazy if she is the one to come out of retirement, because that would probably, that itself would sell tickets like crazy, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But anyway, it was also reported that apparently this project, this promotion has been planned and has been in the works for several years. Now, it makes me wonder, are we talking 3, 4, 5 years? I mean, several years. I mean, I think that's a good handful. And apparently it was confirmed that some of the point people behind this new promotion were consultants for Bushiroad. You know, Bushiroad, the same parent company over New Japan Pro Wrestling and Stardom. So that's pretty big, y'all. That is pretty big. I mean, Bull Nakano, consultants that were part of Bushiroad, being able to get stars like Arisa Nakajima and Tomoka Inaba to be a part of this. Potentially getting a former Stardom star, now retired, to come out of retirement for this. That's pretty big, y'all. That is pretty big. Now, and like I said, we don't know the name of this promotion or anything like that. Nothing like that's been revealed, but if it's getting ready to start up this fall, as early as September, I think between now and probably going into the beginning of August, I think we're going to hear some major news, some big news. Not only about the scheduling, but the name of the promotion, the backing, other stars that they're able to get for this promotion. And I don't know, I might have to see how September looks, because, I mean, a flight to New York's not that far, but I might have to keep an eye out, because I'm very interested. Like I said, I don't think Arisa Nakajima has ever wrestled in the States, and Tomoka Inaba has never wrestled in the States. Bull Nakano, she's on my Joshi Mount Rushmore, so, I mean, that already got my attention. You know what I mean? So, this is going to be an interesting year. I mean, you got this promotion on the way. Kitsune Women's Pro Wrestling, that's getting ready to start up later this fall. That has Joshi talent. Spark Joshi Pro Wrestling just started. They had their 2 shows. So, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. You know, earlier this year, TJPW had their first show in the States. Stardom might be gearing up for something. I mean, Utami Hayashishita just had 4 matches in the U.S. before the 5-Star Grand Prix. So, yeah, y'all, we're starting to see a lot of Joshi talent in the States. More and more. And even starting to see some new faces that we haven't seen in the States come here. So, it's exciting. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to see how things develop. So, should be fun. Should be really fun. Okay, let's go ahead and transition to G1 Climax 33. Let's go over the current standings for the G1 Climax 33. All right. Let's go. Okay. As usual, we are going to start with the A block. All right. So with the A block, right now sitting at the bottom with 0 points. The only person at the bottom with 0 points is Hikuleo. Oh, man, a rough start for him right now. 0-2 with losses to Sonata and Gabe Kidd. Man, a really rough start for him. He's going to really need to start bouncing back quick. You don't want to get into an early losing streak. So hopefully he will bounce back in his next match. All right. We got 2 competitors tied with 1 point. And that's Shota Umino and Yota Tsuji. So let's take a look at Yota Tsuji. Right now has a record of 0-1-1. No wins. He's got a loss to Kaito Kiyomiya. A really tough match for him. And then he's got a draw, 1 draw, against Ren Narita. Which was kind of surprising. A really good match I did not think would go to a draw. But yeah, so Yota Tsuji at 1 point. And then Shota Umino at 1 point as well. Same record, 0-1-1. He's got no wins, the 1 loss to Sonata, and he's got the 1 draw against Ren Narita, which was, a really great match. All right. And then we got 3 competitors sitting at 2 points apiece, which are Chase Owens, Ren Narita, and Gabe Kidd. So let's look at Gabe Kidd first. Right now he has a record of 1-1 for 2 points. He's got the 1 win over Hikuleo, but the 1 loss to Chase Owens. All right. Ren Narita. He has a record of 0-2. So no wins, no losses, and 2 draws. Isn't that crazy? Starting off with 2 draws, which were against both Shota Umino and Yota Tsuji. Man, that's crazy. Starting off with 2 draws. I would not have imagined anybody to start off with 2 draws in a round robin tournament. But hey, anything can happen. These, tournament season like this, anything can happen. And then Chase Owens has a record of 1-1 for 2 points. He's got the victory over Gabe Kidd, but a tough loss to Kaito Kiyomiya. And then right now we got 2 competitors at 4 points. Undefeated 2-0, which are Sanada and Kaito Kiyomiya. Let's look at Kaito Kiyomiya, the Pro Wrestling Noah star. 2-0. He's got 2 early victories against Chase Owens and Yota Tsuji. So a good start for him. And then Sanada, the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, also starting off 2-0 with victories over Hikuleo and Shota Umino. So a good, strong start for the both of them as they get ready for more matches. But yeah, that is your A block. All right, let's move over to the B block. Okay, B block. So starting off, we got 2 competitors sitting at the bottom with 0 points, which are the Great Khan and El Phantasmo. Let's look at El Phantasmo. Ooh, a really, really rough start for him, unfortunately. Starting 0-2 with losses to Okada and Yoshihashi. Ooh, really, really tough opponents starting off, especially Okada. I really thought that he was going to beat Yoshihashi, but ugh. Yeah. And then Great Khan, rough start for him. 0-2 with losses to Okada and Kenta. So, early struggles. And then we got 4 competitors sitting at 2 points apiece, which are Yoshihashi, Kenta, Will Ospreay, and Tangaloa. Let's take a look at Tangaloa. Tangaloa, 1-1 right now. He's got the 1 victory over Kenta, but a loss to Taichi. So not as bad of a start as I thought he was going to have, to be honest with you. So, Will Ospreay. Now this was a very surprising start. 1-1. He's got the 1 victory over Yoshihashi, which was a hard-fought battle, but an opening loss to Taichi. I know that was definitely a big upset, probably one of the biggest upsets in this tournament so far. But he's 1-1, still early in the tournament, though. Kenta, 1-1. He's got the victory over the Great Khan and the 1 loss to Tangaloa. And then Yoshihashi, 1-1. He's got the 1 victory over El Phantasmo and the 1 loss to Will Ospreay. So 4 competitors with 2 points, all with 1-1 records. And then you have 2 competitors off to a hot start with 4 points, 2-0 records, which are the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, and Taichi. So let's look at Taichi. 2-0, off to a hot start with victories over Tangaloa and Will Ospreay. I mean, that first win over Will Ospreay really jump-started him in a big way. So Taichi is on a roll. Let's see how long that can last. And then, of course, Okada, which no surprise there that he's starting off 2-0. Victories over Great Okan and El Phantasmo. A little bit easier opponents for him, but we'll have to wait until he gets to opponents like Will Ospreay and Kenta and see what happens there. But Taichi and Okada are your top two right now for the B block. All right, let's go to Block C. Okay, C block. All right, starting off, we got two competitors, both with 0 points, with 0-2 records, which are Tomohiro Ishii and, surprisingly, Shingo Takagi. Let's take a look at Shingo. Wow, I would not have thought Shingo would start off 0-2, but he is 0-2 with losses to Eddie Kingston and Aaron Hanare. Oh man, that's a rough start for Shingo. But hopefully he can bounce back. I think he'll bounce back in his next match. I really do. And then Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, he's struggled as well. 0-2, losses to David Finlay and Tamatanga. He came close in that match against Tamatanga and even against David Finlay, but I had a feeling David Finlay was going to win, so yeah. But rough starts for Shingo and Ishii. All right, we have 4 competitors sitting at 2 points apiece. We got Tamatanga, Aaron Hanare, Eddie Kingston, and Mikey Nichols. Let's look at Mikey Nichols. 1-1 record with a victory over Aaron Hanare and a tough loss to David Finlay. Eddie Kingston, current NJPW Strong Open Weight Champion, started off with a banger of a win over Shingo Takagi, but then lost to the super duper cheating ways of Evil. So 1-1 for Eddie Kingston. A lot of folks were shocked that he lost to Evil, but honestly, I wasn't that shocked because we got to remember, y'all, this is a round robin tournament. G1 Climax, a round robin tournament. Expect upsets. Upsets are going to happen. So y'all might as well just be prepared because they're going to happen. These round robin tournaments, anything can happen. So just keep that in mind. All right, Aaron Hanare, 1-1. Got the one victory over Shingo Takagi, but lost to Mikey Nichols. And then Tamatanga had the victory over Tomohiro Ishii, but a tough loss to Evil. And then the top 2 competitors of the C block, currently undefeated with 4 points, are Bullet Club leader David Finlay and House of Torture, pretty much House of Torture leader, I guess, Evil. So let's look at Evil. Off to a hot start, 2-0. Victories over Tamatanga and Eddie Kingston. And then David Finlay, current never open weight champion, 2-0 with victories over Tomohiro Ishii and Mikey Nichols. So, Lonnie C, welcome to the stream. But yeah, David Finlay, Evil, at the top right now at 4 points apiece. 2 very strong heels leading the C block, but still plenty of matches to come. All right, now let's finally look at the D block. All right, D block. All right, starting from the bottom, 2 competitors with 0 points, which are Toru Yano and Alex Coughlin. Let's take a look at Alex Coughlin, the android. 0-2 start with losses to Jeff Cobb and Shane Haste. I was kind of surprised that he lost to Shane Haste. I thought he was going to have that one. The loss to Jeff Cobb didn't surprise me too much, but rough start for newly acquired member of the Bullet Club, Alex Coughlin, who is also one half of the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champs with Gabe Kidd. All right. Toru Yano. Rough start for him. 0-2 losses to Hiroki Goto and Zack Sabre Jr. That's, pretty much all I can say about him. I can't say I'm too surprised with him starting off 0-2, to be honest with you. All right, 4 competitors with 2 points apiece. We got the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Hiroki Goto, and Shane Haste. Let's take a look at Shane Haste. Shane Haste, 1-1. He's got a victory over Alex Coughlin, but a loss to the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He put up a good fight against Tanahashi, but just wasn't able to pull it out. But he put up a good fight. My man, Hiroki Goto, 1-1. Had a victory over Toru Yano, and such a tough fight, but could not beat Tetsuya Naito. I was mad about that. I was just like, I wanted him to beat Naito so bad, but he's off to a 1-1 start. But it's still early in the tournament. Those of y'all that know me well know how much I like Hiroki Goto and how much I want him to win that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Because he's never been IWGP Heavyweight Champion before. He's won a G1 Climax and a handful of New Japan Cups, but he's never been able to win that main big title. So I want him to be able to at least once before he retires, because he's already in his mid-40s, so he's not getting any younger. Anyway, Tetsuya Naito, also 1-1, with victories over Hiroki Goto, but a loss to Jeff Cobb. The loss to Jeff Cobb, that was, I did not expect that one, to be honest with you. Did not expect that one at all. But then again, Naito in the past has lost pretty big upset matches. So, can't say that I'm too surprised. And then the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, 1-1 with a victory over Shane Haste, but a loss to Zack Sabre Jr. Not too surprised at that, considering, he's lost many times to Zack Sabre Jr. before in the past. And then our top 2 in the D block, both with 4 points on a 2-0 record right now, are United Empire's Jeff Cobb and TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneels, Zack Sabre Jr. Let's look at Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb, 2-0 with big victories over Alex Coughlin and Tetsuya Naito. So he's off to a really hot start. And then Zack Sabre Jr., 2-0 with victories over Toru Yano and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Some probably were thinking that he was going to lose against Toru Yano, especially after getting his legs taped up, but was eventually able to make it back into the ring, and the rest was history. But, Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, both with 4 points in the D block. So, those are the current standings so far in the G1 Climax. I do want to take a look right quick at the schedule for the next upcoming matches, because I believe we got matches this weekend. Here, let me look at the schedule right quick. See what kind of see what we got. Actually, yeah, Friday we got some more matches, and then Friday and then Sunday are the next two G1 Climax shows. Let's see what we got for Friday. So looks like B block and A block matches for Friday. Yoshihashi versus Tangaloa. Ooh, that should be pretty good. Ren Narita versus Gabe Kidd. Two former Young Lions going at it. That should be really good. That's Yoshihashi Tangaloa, that's B block. Ren Narita, Gabe Kidd, that's A block. And then back to B block, El Phantasmo versus Great Okan. That actually should be really good. That could go either way. Both are trying to bounce back from 0-2 records. And then back to the A block, Hikuleo versus Chase Owens. Hikuleo really needs this one. He's 0-2 right now. B block, Will Ospreay versus Kenta. Ooh, that should be really good. That should be really good. Back to the A block, Shota Umino versus Kaito Kiyomiya. Kaito Kiyomiya's been on a roll right now. Let's see if he can continue that. And B block, battle of two undefeated. Okada versus Taichi. Uh-oh. Dang, they're doing that one early. So that should be good. And then back to the A block. Looks like the main event will be Sonata versus Yota Tsuji. Uh-oh. I believe that is the was it Sakura Genesis run back for the title, I believe. So that should be really good. Or no. Dominion, I think. I think it was Dominion. Yeah, I think it was Dominion. It was either Dominion or Sakura Genesis, but I believe it was Dominion. But yeah, that should be really good. So that's for Friday, the 21st. And then I believe Sunday the 23rd, that should be C&D matches. Yeah, C&D block matches. So for Sunday the 23rd, let's see, D block, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Alex Coughlin. Okay. C block, Tama Tonga versus Mikey Nichols. Okay. D block, Hiroki Goto versus Shane Haste. Okay. Hopefully Goto can get back on track. C block, Aaron Hanari versus Eddie Kingston. Okay, both coming off 1-1 records, so that should be an interesting matchup. D block, Toru Yano versus Tetsuya Naito. Toru Yano, ooh, that's going to be tough for Toru Yano, who's right now 0-2. All right. C block, Tomohiro Ishii versus Shingo Takagi. Oh, that's going to be big. Both of them have 0-2 records, so that's going to be a big one. D block, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jeff Cobb. That should be really good. And then, the main event, C block, David Finlay versus Evil. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. That should be a good main event. That should be really good. David Finlay, new Bullet Club leader. Evil, mainly of House of Torture. That should be really good for the main event. Oh, man. And both are undefeated right now, 2-0. So, oh, man. This weekend's matches are going to be really, really good, y'all. Especially Sunday. I like that Sunday lineup. Man, Sunday's going to be a busy day. Got that. And got the 5-Star Grand Prix opening. Woo! Same thing with Friday. G1 Climax and ROH Death Before Dishonor. Wow. Anyway. But yeah. So, very excited about that. Okay. Now, let's switch gears and let's talk ROH Death Before Dishonor. So here, let me get my folder open and let's get set up for that, because we got a barrage of matches to go through let's see. Here we go. Cool. All right. Okay, so ROH Death Before Dishonor 2023 will be Friday. So 0 hour begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Friday, July 21st. And then the main card will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The venue will be at the Cure Insurance Arena in Trenton, New Jersey. That's where this year's will be. And let's see. We have 4 0-hour matches. And then 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 main card matches. So 8 main card matches, 4 0-hour matches. So that's 12 total for this year's Death Before Dishonor. And we have, out of those 13, or excuse me, out of those 12, math. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles on the line. 6 juicy titles on the line. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the preview. All right. Okay, so starting off, this is the card that we have for Death Before Dishonor 0 hour, the pre-show, which will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, I'm not sure which order this will go in, but we'll just start from the bottom. Yeah, we'll just start from the bottom. All right, we got a Pure Rules match. Josh the Goods Woods versus Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. I'm going to go with Josh the Goods Woods to pick up the victory. Should be a good match. Should be a really good match. But yeah, I'm going to go with Josh the Goods Woods to win that match. All right, we got a tag team match. We got the team of Action Andretti and Darius Martin taking on the Workhorsemen. Of course, that's JD Drake, Anthony Henry. To be honest with you, I would really love to see the Workhorsemen win this. I really would. I would love to see them win this. But they've really, they've had quite a lot of spotlight on Action Andretti and Darius Martin, which, I mean, they're teamed up for now because we have to remember Dante Martin is out on injury. So I would really love for the Workhorsemen to win. They probably won't, but I'm going to go for the Workhorsemen. They're my pick. Going to go for the Workhorsemen. All right. Next up, got the ladies in action, singles match. We got Leyla Hirsch, legit Leyla Hirsch. Wasn't that long ago that she returned to action. And she'll be taking on Trish Adora. Which, by the way, shout out to Utami Hayashishita and Trish Adora, who had their match for the ROH taping, which showed today, actually. It was a really good match. And Utami Hayashishita heads back to Japan to get ready for the 5-star Grand Prix 4-0 on her little mini excursion in the U.S. Had some incredible victories, but overall incredible matches against Trish Adora, Lufisto, Billy Starks, and Janai Kai. So, shout out to the Red Queen. Okay, back to this. Legit Leyla Hirsch versus Trish Adora. I'm gonna have to go with legit Leyla Hirsch. I have to get her back into a groove since she returned from injury. So, So good to see her back. But gonna go with legit Leyla Hirsch to pick up the victory. Should be good. And then we got a singles match between AR Fox and Shane Taylor. Oof. This is kind of a tough one to pick, because I know Shane Taylor just lost in the ROH TV title eliminator tournament. He just lost to Dalton Castle. So, part of me can kind of see him winning this match, but then again, it's AR Fox. So, I mean, part of me wants to go with Shane Taylor, just to kind of bounce back from his loss to Dalton Castle. You know what? I'm going to go with that. Bump it. I mean, if AR Fox wins, great. I mean, I like AR Fox. But I'm going to take a gamble. Shane Taylor. Yeah, I'm going to take a gamble. Yeah. So, that is your Death Before Dishonor 0 hour pre-show card. Pretty decent. I can't complain. I cannot complain one bit. Okay, now let's get into the main card for ROH Death Before Dishonor. Let's go. All right. First off, we got ourselves a fight without honor, which I assume is going to be no DQ or whatnot. I mean, with these two teams going against each other, it wouldn't surprise me. It kind of makes sense. But we got the Dark Order, made up of Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, and John Silver, taking on the Righteous, which I know, of course, recently Mr. Stu Grayson that you see there is kind of aligned himself with the Righteous. So I'm not too surprised that ended up happening. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, he will be joining alongside Vincent, which Vincent, I don't mind him being part of the Righteous. A big part of me still likes him as part of the Kingdom. But I mean, still, I definitely feel like he's perfect for the Righteous. But yeah, to open this up, Dark Order versus the Righteous. Oh, and I'm sorry, where are my manners? Third guy is Dutch. This one's kind of hard to pick. This one's kind of hard to pick, to be honest with you. I don't know, y'all. This one's tough. This one's really, really tough. But you know what? I'll go with the righteous. I'll go with the righteous. Yeah, I'll go with the righteous to pick up the victory. It's just a wild guess for me because this one's kind of hard to pick. But I'm going to go with the righteous. But yeah, that should be good. Should be really good. All right. Next up, let's keep going. All right, we got ourselves a singles match. Looks like we got two luchadors going at it. We got Gravity versus Commander. Well, to be honest with you, I think Commander takes this. I think it will, well, I hope it will be a very entertaining match, but I think Commander takes it. I do. I think Commander takes it. Let's see. Let's keep it going. And as a matter of fact, I think those are the only two non-title matches on the main card. So let's go right into the title matches, shall we? All right, let's go. First, starting off with the ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. And I have to say, this matchup is kind of random. Very, very random. Extremely random. But you got the champions, Mogul Embassy, made up of the Machine Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Toa Liona. And they will be defending the championships against the trio combination of Master Wato, of course this year's Best of Super Juniors winner, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Leon Ruffin. Like I said, this is a very interesting pairing for this title match. Very interesting pairing. But, I mean, I guess with it being very interesting and kind of random, I think Mogul Embassy definitely ends up winning because I don't think they would put these titles on just a random pairing as Leon Ruffin, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Master Wato. So, go with Mogul Embassy to retain the titles. But, hey, I mean, Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, in an ROH pay-per-view. I guess that's pretty neat, eh? All right. Let's keep it going. You know what? Let's go to the tag team titles. Yeah, let's go to the tag team match. Alrighty. We got ourselves a fatal four-way for the ROH World Tag Team Championships. So we got the Lucha Bros, the current champions, and they will be defending against the Kingdom, of course made up of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Best Friends, made up of Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. And Aussie Open with Kyle Fletcher and the returning Mark Davis. That's right, he is returning to action after previously being out with an injury. So good to see that he is going to be back and ready to compete. And you know what, y'all? Bump it. I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out there. Aussie Open becomes the new ROH World Tag Team Champions. You know what? Why not? You got to remember, they were on a roll being the IWGP Tag Team Champs and the NJPW Strong Openweight Champs. And you have to remember, they had to relinquish both due to Mark Davis being injured. So they never actually lost those titles. So, honestly, and then you got to remember, they are signed to AEW. So you know what? I would totally be okay with them becoming the new ROH World Tag Team Champions. I'm down. I'm totally down. But you got 4 great tag teams in this match, so it should be very entertaining. Should be very entertaining. I'm looking forward to it. Most definitely. Should be really good. All right. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's do the ROH Pure Championship match. Yeah, let's do that one. All right. ROH Pure Championship on the line. We got the champion, Katsuyori Shibata, taking on Daniel Garcia. Now, of course, we know Daniel Garcia is a former ROH Pure Champion. I think he'll put up a really good fight, for sure. And, you know, of course, you're going to have to going up against Shibata. But I'm picking Shibata to retain the ROH Pure Championship, which, of course, this match, you know, will be contested under Pure rules, so keep that in mind. So yeah, we're gonna have 2 total Pure rules matches, because remember, one during 0 hour, you know, Josh Woods and Tracy Williams. So we're gonna get 2 of those. So yeah, should be really good. But yeah, I'm going with Shibata to retain. Alrighty. Let's go ahead to... You know what? Let's go to the TV Championship. Yeah, let's go to the TV Championship. Alright. Alright. The ROH World Television Championship. As Samoa Joe will be defending against Dalton Castle. Now, Dalton Castle won an ROH World Television Championship Eliminator Tournament to earn this title shot. He made it to the finals, and he defeated Shane Taylor on the ROH TV taping that was earlier today. Dalton Castle, Samoa Joe. Yeah, this should be a really good one. This should be a really good one. I mean, Samoa Joe has been on a roll with this championship. He's really been on a roll. Do you end it, though? Do you end it? I don't know. Let's see. He's been it for at least a year, right? 452 days. Oh yeah, yeah. He's had that title for forever. And to be fair, we have to also remember that Dalton Castle is also a former ROH TV champion. But as a matter of fact, let me look it up. Here it is. Yeah, former ROH TV champion, but he's only held that title for 20 days. He's only held it for 20 days. Could he get another run at it? Could he get another run at it? And we have to also remember, Samoa Joe is also in his first TV title reign. Because remember, originally he had never held this belt before. So, I mean, I wouldn't be against Dalton Castle winning and becoming a 2-time ROH World TV Champion and hopefully have a longer run than 20 days. But Samoa Joe's run has been very legendary. As a matter of fact, let me see how many successful defenses he's had. Yeah, let me see how many defenses he's had, because I'm actually very curious. Samoa Joe, where are you at? Samoa Joe. Yeah, let me see how many successful defenses he's had of this title. Titles, here we go. So he has had, since winning, he's had 12 successful defenses since winning it. Yeah. He's been on a roll. And we got to remember, he defeated Minoru Suzuki to win that title. So, yeah, Samoa Joe's been on a roll. He's been on a roll. Now, the thing is, originally, well, a part of me was originally thinking that this would be Mark Briscoe in this seat as television champion, but didn't work out. I mean, not only that, when he went up against Samoa Joe, he lost by, referee stoppage. But yeah, 12 successful defenses. So, should be good. Should be really good. And you know what? On that note, I'm going to still stick with Samoa Joe to retain the title. Why not? I mean, he's had one heck of a run. He's about to have his 13th defense. Why not? But I won't be mad if Dalton Castle wins. But I'm going to go with Samoa Joe to win. All right, let's keep it going. Time for the ladies. All right. For the ladies, the ROH Women's World Championship. The champion, Athena, who has been on a roll, will defend this title in pretty much a run back against Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale, who recently won the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, and she has earned the opportunity to compete for this title. And as I mentioned before, she has had a shot at this title before, but wasn't able to come away with the victory. And, as I said, Athena has been on a roll as ROH Women's World Champion. She's been champion for 223 days, and she has had 11 successful defenses. So she's been on a roll. And I believe, as a matter of fact, she recently surpassed Mercedes Martinez for longest reigning ROH Women's World Champion. Yeah, she just recently surpassed her because Mercedes was at 220 days, and Athena, just surpassed her at 223 days. Mercedes was 220 days. So, Athena currently is the longest reigning champ. But I think this is where Willow Nightingale dethrones Athena and becomes the new ROH Women's World Champion. Now, I know recently she was the NJPW Strong Women's Champion until, of course, she lost to Julia at Night 2 Independence Day in Japan. But Willow has been able to bounce back, win the Owen Hart Cup tournament, and she's earned this opportunity. I think she's in a great position. I think they put the title on her. I do. So I'm picking Willow Nightingale to become the new ROH Women's World Champion. She's been working really hard. She's been getting showcased in America and in Japan. So I think it's Willow's time. She's put in the hard work. She's been consistent. And she's been pretty much on a roll in her career since returning from the big severe neck injury she once had. So I think it's Willow's time to continue to shine. So Willow Nightingale dethrones Athena. Should be good. And then our main event, which will be quite an interesting one if you ask me. But here we go. Main event. The ROH World Championship. Now, this was supposed to be Claudio Castagnoli versus Mark Briscoe, but unfortunately Mark Briscoe suffered an injury that's going to keep him out for a while. I don't know how long, but he's going to be out for a long while. So, after the loss at Blood and Guts this past Wednesday, and after Pac walked out on the team after the miscommunication, Claudio challenges him to step up. And here we now have this match. ROH World Championship. The champion, Claudio Castagnoli, defends against Pac. Here's the thing, y'all. Pac just returned at Blood and Guts. And while he did walk away from the match, they still lost. So, for him to come back into this pay-per-view and lose a second time since coming back would look kind of rough for him. Like, coming back 0-2 would look pretty rough for Pac. So, and I hate to say it, but I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. To keep it real with you, I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. But at the same time, Claudio has been ROH World Champion for 223 days now in his second reign. So it's not like he hasn't had that title for long. And he has 8 successful defenses since winning it from Chris Jericho back at Final Battle last year. So, I mean, it would be a pretty huge win for Pac. You know, a title that he's never won before. And, you know, I love Pac. I've met Pac before, back when he was in Dragon Gate, part of the World 1 stable, and also Junction 3 as well. But yeah, like, I would totally be cool if Pac won this title. It's just hard when you have Claudio, who's been a great champion. But at the same time, do you really want Pac to lose twice back-to-back since his return? I don't know how to feel about that. Just to keep it real with y'all. But unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen. So, Claudio retains. I hate to say it. But Claudio retains. It just would really suck to see Pac return with an 0-2 record. And also, shout out to Kota Ibushi making his AEW debut. Doesn't look as ripped as he normally does, but he's only had a few I think that was his third match since returning to the ring. So I figured, one, you know, was probably going to be a little rusty. And two, you know, maybe hasn't really trained a whole lot or whatnot. But he definitely didn't look as ripped as he usually does. But he's only had a few matches back, and I think that was only his third match back. So we just got to give it time. But I got to keep it real with y'all. And, I just wanted to go over this before we go to the 5-star Grand Prix. I got to keep it real with y'all. That Blood and Guts match was not as good as it could have been. I don't think it was as good as it could have been. I think really the only two things that stood out for me were the bed of nails and Kota Ibushi. Which, the build-up, it really would have been nice if the previous week we got a Kota Ibushi appearance to come down and save Kenny Omega. That would have been nice. That would have been really nice to see. But I don't know. I feel like the build-up could have been better. And just honestly, I mean, Kota looked all right. But just... And the finish, the choke out with the chain finish with Wheeler Yuta wasn't really what I expected. I really wanted to see a finish involving Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. Like, it just... And apparently off camera, after the match, both teams shook hands. And not only that, like the weird ending. I mean, Pac leaving after the miscommunication. Takeshita leaving as well, I guess as part of, Don Callis' group. Which, I mean, I guess kind of makes sense since he was never really officially inducted into the Blackpool Combat Club. But, I mean, two members of that team in Takeshita and Pac leaving before the end of the match. Oof. That's... And then, potentially, Chris Jericho, joining Don Callis and maybe the JAS ending. Or... I don't know. Like, I don't know. Just that Blood and Guts match was a little weaker, especially compared to last year's. So I thought it was a little weaker. Like I said, the bed of nails spot was pretty cool. And, like I said, it's good to see Kota Ibushi. But it just... And there were some other pretty cool spots, but just... I don't know. That finish was really weird. And just... The build-up could have been so much better. The build-up could have been so much better. So... Yeah. I just had to throw that out there. Not only that, they only had one women's match that whole show, and it was a squash with Britt Baker. Come on now. That was just ridiculous. Tony Khan, come on, dude. Really? I understand the Blood and Guts match was the main event that was going to take up the most time. But really? You had an FTW championship match. And the match you had for Britt Baker was a squash. The one women's match? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Shout out to Jack Perry, no longer Jungle Boy, becoming the new FTW champion. He dethrones and ends the streak of Hook. Now, part of me does wonder, because supposedly there were rumors that WWE might be interested in Hook, but not too sure. Not too sure. Hey, John Elite, welcome to the stream. John Elite says, could have Blood and Guts been a pay-per-view instead? What's up, by the way? Good to see you. Honestly, I don't think it needed to be a pay-per-view. I just really felt like they could have done a better job with the overall card of the show. Because we all understand the Blood and Guts match was going to take the longest. Totally understandable. But just the idea of having a women's match and it's just a squash, just to like check it off the list, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So, I mean, does it need to be a pay-per-view? I don't think so. In all honesty, I don't think so. I don't think it needs to be. It's just that overall card, aside from that one match, could have been better. That could have been better, in all honesty. So, not to mention with 2 hours, yeah, they could have definitely used the they definitely could have used the extra time to at least put one decent women's match on that. But John Elite asks, have the women main evented an AEW pay-per-view yet? I don't believe so. Actually, I don't believe so. Yeah, actually they haven't. Looking at the history, nope, sure haven't. Where do you think they could be going with Corbin on NXT? Well, to be honest with you, as long as they keep him as Lone Wolf Corbin, whether he's on NXT or any other promotion, I think he'll do well. He should have stayed as Lone Wolf Corbin the entire time because his other gimmicks sucked. So, I think he'll do just fine as Lone Wolf Corbin, whether he's on NXT, main roster. I have no preference. But anyway, that is your Death Before Dishonor card. Like I said, it's a pretty solid card. It's just some of those matches were kind of last minute / random, but it should still be a good card. Still should be a good card. Okay. Now, let's go on to the 5-star Grand Prix opening for Stardom. But yeah, so hold on, let me pull up the card. So, the 5-star Grand Prix begins this Sunday, July 23rd. It will take place at the Ota Ward General Gymnasium in Tokyo, Japan. And we got 10 matches total. 5 for the Red Stars, 5 for the Blue Stars. John Elite says, what do you think of the G1 so far? I think it's been good. I think it's been definitely interesting. It's still pretty early, but I think it's been pretty interesting. Ren Narita versus Shota Umino has been one of my favorite matches. Eddie Kingston versus Shingo, big upset there. Taichi defeating Will Ospreay, that was an amazing match, a big upset there. So we've had some banger matches. Definitely had some banger matches. Kaito Kiyomiya starting off undefeated. Jeff Cobb has been on a roll. Surprisingly, Evil has been on a roll. I wouldn't have thought Shingo would have started off 0-2. So you've had some interesting things happen in this G1 Climax so far. Like, honestly, there's no telling right now who I think will win the whole thing. But the big thing with me is I want Goto to win so badly. Mainly because I want Goto to finally win the one championship he has never won before in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which was the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. But a man can dream, right? When did Aaron Hanare start having the tattoo on his face? It was very recent, last I heard. I supposedly it has to do with, I guess, tribal heritage. I'm not really a fan of face tattoos, but I think it's a tribal thing, so that's all I can say. But I believe it was very recent. Very recent. Okay. 5-star Grand Prix. I only have one graphic, but we'll go over the matches one by one. So, here we go. Alrighty. So, these are the 10 matches for this Sunday's 5-star Grand Prix, and these are off to a very hot start to open up this year's 5-star Grand Prix. So, let's start with the Red Stars. Let's start from the bottom. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up to the top. Okay, Red Stars on the left side of the screen. First up, we got Ami Sourei of God's Eye versus Natsuko Tora of Oedo Tai. I really would love for Ami Sourei to win this first match, but something tells me that Natsuko Tora is going to win. So I think she's probably going to win, but I will be rooting hard for Ami Sourei. I love Ami Sourei. She's awesome. But yeah, two power fighters going at it. Should be really good. Next up, and this will probably have potential to be the top match on the card for this Sunday. We got Shuri, the leader of God's Eye, going up against Suzu Suzuki. Whew. Now, recently, the word is that Suzu Suzuki wants to be the face of professional wrestling. And right now, her first match for the 5-star Grand Prix is a big one, because she's going up against the winner of the 5-star Grand Prix 2 years ago in Shuri. So this is not going to be an easy start for Suzu. And, you know, Shuri, she's one of my favorites on the roster. And I do like Suzu as well. You know something? I'll be kind of surprised if Suzu can pull off the upset. But you know what? I think this will potentially either be Shuri wins or this will be a draw. And if it becomes a draw, that's actually pretty big for Suzu. I mean, the biggest, of course, would be if she were to pull off the upset, which would be an upset if Suzu wins. But if she can at least get a draw, I think that's still kind of a win for her. Against somebody like Shuri, I think is a definitely big win for her. Because we got to remember, Shuri's also a former World of Stardom champion, and she held that title for a year. So, like I said, tough challenge to start off. But I'm going to say Shuri wins, but I won't be surprised if it's a draw. And of course, let me remind everybody that this will work the same way as the G1 Climax. 2 points for a win, 0 for a loss, 1 point for a tie, for a draw. Okay. Next up, we got the Battle of Stars stablemates. We got Mayu Iwatani, the leader of Stars and also the current IWGP Women's Champion, going up against Hazuki. Now, let's keep in mind, last year's 5-star Grand Prix, Mayu beat Hazuki in their 5-star Grand Prix match. I think this time around, Hazuki gets revenge. So I'm picking Hazuki to defeat Mayu Iwatani in this opening match. Yeah, I think she gets payback. So Hazuki for the win. All right, next up, we got a battle between Natsupoi of Cosmic Angels taking on Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid and one half of the current New Blood Tag Team Champions. This is kind of a tough one. This one could go either way, to be honest with you. This one could go either way. And Natsupoi's kind of, I know she just recently had the Sendai Girls show match against Big Hush. She put up a great effort, but wasn't able to pull off the victory. But, hey, I would love to... I wouldn't be mad if she won, but I could see it going either way. Who knows? Maybe this will be a draw. I could see Natsupoi versus Starlight Kid ending in a draw. Yeah, I could see it ending in a draw. I'm going to say draw. Why not? Besides, we need to have a draw on the opening day anyway, right? Anyway. And then the final match for the Red Stars at the top. Oh, this is another run back. So we got the leader of Cosmic Angels, the current World of Stardom champion, Tam Nakano, taking on Queen's Quest Saya Kamitani. Now we got to remember, these two are very familiar with each other. After all, Tam Nakano was who Saya Kamitani dethroned to become Wonder of Stardom champion. And then, of course, Mirai recently defeated Tam Nakano to win the Wonder of Stardom Championship. And then, of course, Mina Shirakawa defeated Saya to win that title. So, which, I have those flip-flopped in reverse order. Anyway, this one could go either way. I could see a draw happening as well. But, oof. I'm gonna say... crap. You know what? Bump it. I'm gonna pull for Saya Kamitani, the Golden Phoenix. That's one of my girls. Saya Kamitani for the win. But it wouldn't surprise me if it ended in a draw. Would not surprise me one bit. But yeah, those are your opening Red Stars matchups. Now let's shift over to the Blue Stars, starting from the bottom. First up, we got Micah of Donna Del Mundo versus Hanan of Stars. Oh, man. Gonna have to say Micah takes this first one, as much as I hate to say it, because I would love to see Hanan have a good tournament this time. Because she she struggled badly in last year's tournament. But I'm gonna have to go with Micah. Gonna have to go with Micah. All right, next up. This is a very interesting one. This is an interesting matchup here. So we got Azumi of Queen's Quest taking on Club Venus's Mariah May, who's also one half of the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions. This will be quite a clash of styles, but gonna have to go with Azumi to pick up this first win. But who knows? Maybe Mariah May might pull it off. I doubt it, personally. But gonna go with Azumi. And we gotta remember that Hanan and Mariah May both qualified to compete in this tournament after winning the 5-Star Grand Prix Qualifier Rumble. Those were the top two ladies to be able to make it for this tournament. So, just the FYI. Anyways, next up, we got Mirai of God's Eye, the current Wonder of Stardom champion, taking on Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe. Part of me could see Momo pulling off an upset and winning this. But I'm going to go with the safe pick and pick Mirai to pick up the victory. But it wouldn't surprise me if Momo Watanabe pulled off the upset, to be honest with you. All right, next up. Okay, returning from her mini excursion in the United States as Queen's Quest leader Utami Hayashishita will have her first match in the 5-Star Grand Prix going up against the leader of Club Venus, Mina Shirakawa, who's the other half of the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Champions. So we got the battle of stable leaders here, of faction leaders. I mean, Utami's on a roll after finishing her U.S. excursion 4-0. So, I mean, I could see her coming back, having this first match and winning. So, I'm actually going to go with Utami. Yeah, I'm going to go with Utami. And remember, she's won this tournament 3 years ago. And is a former World of Stardom champion. So, she's very capable of having a strong tournament. But yeah, I'm going to go with Utami. And then finally, for the Blue Stars, we got a matchup that I'm looking very forward to. We got the leader of Donna Del Mundo, who is 1/3 of the Artists of Stardom Trios champions, and the current NJPW Strong Women's Champion, Julia, going up against Cosmic Angels, Saori Ano. Whew. Which, honestly, it makes me wonder which of those two matchups will be the main event. Either Tam and Saya or Julia and Saori. Honestly, either of those two are worthy to be the main event. But I got a feeling. Now, I'll be rooting for Saori Ano, but I got a feeling this is going to end in a draw. Which, as a matter of fact, I do want to look at something. I want to see their match history. I want to see their match history. So, because I know both were from Ice Ribbon. Yeah, I want to see their match history. Okay, so when it comes to singles matches, check this out, y'all. When it comes to singles matches, Julia has never beaten Saori Ano. She has never beaten her. She is actually 0-2 against Saori Ano. Because the only time that Julia has beaten Saori Ano is in tag team and trios action. But she has never beaten her in a singles match. Something to keep an eye out for, y'all. Yeah. That's interesting. And not only that, as a matter of fact, she's never beaten Maya Yukihi either in a singles match. Wow. Yeah, she's never beaten her in a singles match. Wow. Yeah, she is, because remember, they did have a match against each other for the World of Stardom Championship, but remember, it ended in a double countout. So she still has never beaten her one-on-one. Julia is 0-1, 2, 3, yeah, Julia is 0-3 in singles matches against Maya Yukihi and 0-2 against Saori Ano. Yo. Kind of seems like other former Ice Ribbon alumni seem to be her kryptonite. Uh-oh. But you know something? You know what? Now that I think about it, after reading those stats, I think it would be really, really big if Julia beat Saori Ano. Because it will be the first time she has ever beaten her in a singles match. And it could happen this Sunday, y'all. It could. So you know what? I'm going to change my pick. I think Julia pulls it off. Mainly because she's never done it before. To this day. But that's crazy. Wow. She has never won a singles match against Maya Yukihi nor against Saori Ano. Man, that's crazy. But wow. But that is your card for this Sunday's pay-per-view. And yeah, that's a pretty stacked card to open up the 5-Star Grand Prix for this year. Now, I'll say this one last thing. I know this is going to sound crazy, But going back to Suzu Suzuki. Now, she says she wants to be the face of pro wrestling. It's going to be rather interesting. But I'll say this. She wants... So, latest interview with Tokyo Sports, she reiterated she wants to be the face of the professional wrestling world. That was Suzu's comments. You know what? If you really want to shake things up for her, because remember, she recently left Prominence, and she's been, full speed ahead on Stardom. That's been her main, as she said, it's her main right now, which I'm sure she's still open to competing elsewhere, because I think technically she's still officially a freelancer. Yeah, I think she's still technically a freelancer. So that's another thing we got to keep in mind. Anyway, y'all want to really shake things up? Have her win this year's 5-star Grand Prix. Yeah, I said it. Have her win this year's 5-star Grand Prix. And then cap it off with her dethroning Tam Nakano and becoming the World of Stardom champion, which would only be her second title in her Stardom career. Because remember, she is a former Artist of Stardom Trios champ, of course, with Prominence, with Kurumi Hiragi and Risa Sera. Not to mention, she has never had a singles match with Shuri. And that is her opening match in this tournament, is against Shuri. A match she's never had before. And we already know how stiff Shuri is, especially being a former UFC fighter and, professional kickboxer. Going up against Suzu Suzuki, who's done a lot of death matches. Big age difference. Shuri in her mid-30s. Suzu, 20 years old. Honestly, I'm pumped for that match. I'm very pumped for that match. I think overall the 3 matches on this card that I'm the most pumped about are Suzu versus Shuri, Julia versus Saori Ano, and probably Hazuki and Mayu, since that's a run back from last year. Those are probably the 3 that stand out the most to me. But still, pretty stacked card in general. But yeah, going back to Suzu Suzuki, I think with her words, if there's plans for her, especially when it comes to Stardom, I think they pull and hit a home run. Let Suzu Suzuki win this tournament. Why not? Yeah, go on. Let her win this tournament. Not to mention, she won an award for having the best Blue Stars match last year when she had her match against Saya Kamatani. And we got to remember, Suzu finished pretty strong. She finished pretty strong in this tournament last year. I mean, she finished with 15 points. Only 1 point behind Julia. Not to mention, you look at who Suzu beat. Let's see. Suzu's beaten Saya Kamatani. She's beaten Starlight Kid, Momo Watanabe, Saya Ida. Oh, so she's beaten both Sayas. She's beaten Mina Shirakawa, Hanan, and Ami Sore. The only ladies she lost to were Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Natsupoi, and Mirai. And the thing is, let me see, who all of those are in the same block as her? So we know she's going to get another shot at Mayu. She's going to get another shot at Natsupoi and Hazuki. So those are three ladies right there she's going to have a chance to get another shot at. She did beat Saya Kamatani last time, so they're in the same block again. But yeah, I mean, Suzu, looking at her block, I mean, she's beaten Saya Kamatani before. She's beaten Starlight Kid before. She's beaten Ami Sore. You know, I think she's definitely capable of beating Natsupoi and Hazuki. I mean, Natsuko Tora may be hard. Shuri's going to be hard. Mayu's going to be hard. Tam's going to be hard. I mean, she's got a pretty rough path, but some of these folks she has beaten before in singles matches, especially last year. So, Suzu could win this tournament, y'all. It sounds crazy, but she could win this tournament. I don't know who's everybody's picks are to win this tournament, but I would not be shocked. I mean, well, part of me would be, but if Suzu won this tournament, that's huge. That's really huge for her. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's exciting. I mean, this is tournament season, y'all. This is a lot to look forward to. But yeah, a lot to look forward to. But should be good. But yeah, that'll do it for the preview. And like I said, we got a lot to look forward to this weekend. ROH Death Before Dishonor on Friday, as well as another batch of G1 Climax matches on Friday. And then Sunday, you got 5-Star Grand Prix opening pay-per-view. And you got more G1 Climax matches. Oh, not only that, Saturday, you got another, you got the final batch of TJPW first round matches. That's right. That's Saturday, the 22nd. Which are Arisa Endo versus Mahiro Kiryu and Hikari Noa versus Yuki Arai. So got those two to look forward to. So a lot of pro wrestling to look forward to this weekend, y'all. So get hyped. And also, once those matches are done, I'll do a recap, because that'll be the end of the first round, and it'll be full speed ahead for the quarterfinals for the Tokyo Princess Cup 10. So a lot to look forward to. But that'll do it for this video, for this live stream. I want to thank everybody that came through. Lonnie C, John Elite, good to see y'all. And big weekend full of pro wrestling's a lot to check out, but should be fun. Should be really fun. Don't forget to check out Game Beauty while you're at it. And let me know what y'all's thoughts are. How do y'all feel about this upcoming new Joshi pro wrestling promotion coming to the States this September, starting off in New York City? We already know Bull Nakano is going to be behind it. Some consultants from Bushiroad, that have worked for Bushiroad. Tomoka Inaba has been confirmed, supposedly. Arisa Nakajima has been confirmed. A former Stardom wrestler coming out of retirement has been rumored. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on that. And also, let me know how y'all are enjoying the G1 Climax 33 so far. Let me know what matches you've enjoyed so far, what matches you're looking forward to. Let me know your predictions about ROH Death Before Dishonor. And your predictions for the 5-star Grand Prix opening. So, lot to chew on there. Let it marinate. Let it marinate and digest. Eh? But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the stream. Y'all know the deal. And thank you so much for your support. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. Until we meet again, this has been another Pro Wrestling Talk Live, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. Hope everybody have a blessed weekend. My name is Jason Ingram, and I will see y'all soon. Oh, last comment, John Elite. I love what Shotzi did on Friday, shaving her head to support her sister while she has cancer. Yes, and I've met Shotzi before. Awesome woman. And she just got engaged, by the way. Congratulations to Shotzi on her engagement. But yeah, a big move that she did for her sister, indeed. Thank you so much for mentioning that. But, till we meet again, my name's Jason Ingram. See y'all next time.